Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for opening. It's another day. My name is Brian Seminima. I'm a medical student, based in Nigeria. And apart from my med studies, I'm also a proficient medical content writer. So today I have an amazing guest speaker. She's a pharmacologist. Wow. Hey, Godswill, could you introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay. So my name is Godswill Samson, and I'm a health writer. I'm also a pharmacologist by course of study. Yeah, but I'm a health writer basically. I also write content generally, but mostly health content.
Amazing. Thank you so much, ma'am, for introducing yourself to the
Yeah,
audience.
thank
So,
you
do
for
you have,
having me.
yeah, so we have some questions for you to answer. You ready?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right. So, the first question goes this way. What really inspired you to begin a career in health writing and proofreading? Tell the audience what inspired you to,
Okay.
begin a career in health writing and proofreading.
Okay. So right from time, even before I studied pharmacology, which is a health related course, I've always been interested in everything health. I I want to be healthy. I know that with some lifestyle practices and the way a person just what you eat, your sleep patterns, your mental health, everything. I knew that without going into those details yet, like without knowing everything that's entailed then when I was young, I just always wanted to be healthy. I was not really a fan of soda. I used to drink a lot of water and I used to read a lot. So I just knew that good health was important and I was passionate about it. So I also wanted people to be on that train because it could really improve the quality of their lives. So that was what inspired my interest, my passion in health writing. So I did not start off writing health content. Of course, I studied a medical course. I was in medical school. Then I got out of medical school, and then I knew I had a writing skill that I had not really harnessed. So when I was going to get into writing, it was going to be health writing. I just knew it. So, and I even do that just for I just put writing health writing stuff, health information, health education on my LinkedIn for people to constantly be reminded every day that they need to care for their health. Even though I can be repetitive, but people have to be reminded. You have to. Some people would not get some things until you keep saying it, even like saying it in different ways, not exactly the same way. So yeah. So I also do that. Then for proofreading, I'm very particular about detail. And I remember there was a time when I was young, I even used to read the dictionary. I was so particular about grammar. So if I see a write up that has an error or something is off or someone says something and it's not correct, it feels like somebody's pulling my hair or something. So it feels very uncomfortable. So I decided to now take a course in proofreading because I knew I had a passion. And even before I took a course in proofreading, people around me, my friends, family, used to bring stuff to me. Oh, gosh, will help me check this. What do you think? Help me look through this. What should I change? Do you think this works? And I'm like, oh, do it like this. Do it like. I just had that natural knack for that. So I decided to now like make it serious and take a course. I came across the course on LinkedIn. I was like, oh, let me just do this already. So I took the course and I easily spot errors. And this is not to say that proofreaders cannot make mistakes. It's just that because I've seen where someone has in their bio that they're a proofreader and maybe you see some errors in their text. I don't hold it against them because if you write something, you have a blind spot to that content. You may not see the error. So one trick is to leave it, come back. When you come back, you're going to see some mistakes you might have skipped that your eyes did not see because you've been looking at that content for a while. So it's good. So even when I publish stuff on LinkedIn, I go back to check it because I might have missed some things that maybe I didn't see. So I usually do that. So proofreading is interesting because you can spot errors, and if you're a detailed person and you easily see things that people don't see, then proofreading might be something you might want to look into.
Wow, proofreading is. Thank you so much, by the way, for explaining
Yeah.
that for. Proofreading is like very, very difficult sometimes, even though you do the course. It's not.
Yes.
You say we do mistakes sometimes because I could remember a nurse from Vancouver in Canada. She was new. She's new in freelance medical writing. So she reached out to me. She's like, I should help her to do a proof reading something. Like she want to publish an article or something. So I helped her to do the proofreading. I wasn't so perfect, but at least I delivered. So I could really tap into resonate with what you said about proofreaders sometimes do mistakes. So I do agree. So I'm a bit curious about your journey, Godswill. Wait,
Okay.
why did you why didn't you study pharmacy initially? Why did you go from pharmacology?
Pharmacology. Yeah, I did because like I said, I used to read a lot. I was inquisitive when I was growing up. So even then, with some minor medications that our mothers used to have at home. So my mom would have maybe paracetamol, maybe antibiotic, anti-malarial at home. I used to read those leaflets and I would be interested in like all the information. Like you know how some of them can be very bulky, and I'd actually read them and like be very curious. I didn't want to study medicine. I did not go for medicine. I actually went for pharmacology because in the leaflets of these medications where you find the pharmacology of the drugs, like the when you take it in, the absorption, distribution, and elimination, everything relating to the drug. So the pharmacology of the drug is the actual everything the drug does and how it goes in the body and how it works. So I was interested in that. So I even had an option to choose between pharmacy and pharmacology, but then I went for pharmacology. That was what interested me. Like I really wanted it. So that was why I studied pharmacology.
So how is the application process for you? Like, University
How
of
was
because I,
the
I hear I hear University of Unilag is a very, you know, plenty of things we hear about University of Lagos is not an easy school to go with.
like
But so tell me, how was your experience studying in just a nutshell? How was your experience studying pharmacology? And it's 6 years, right?
no, it was actually 4 years, but now it's 5 years.
Okay, so tell
It's
us
five
how
years.
the application was and how you got into pharmacology and how you escaped because people wants to hear your story.
Okay. So usually for pharmacology, since it's a medical course, you do your pre-med, your first year in the main campus. That's the one in Yaba. So first year, but if you're supposed to like get a certain grade before you cross over to College of Medicine, where Lagos University Teaching Hospital is in Idiaraba. So after your first year, you're supposed to like pass before you cross. It's not automatic. So not all of my classmates passed. So I did my first year in the main campus and then I crossed over to the medical campus and I spent 3 years there. So it's safe to say I was a fresher for 2 years of my 4 years in university. So first year in the main campus, a fresher. Second year in another campus, a fresher. So fresher for 2 years. And I did a lot of pharmaceutical chemistry, pharmacognosy, there were biochemistry courses, we did neuropharmacology, we did pharmacokinetics. These are the ones I can remember now. We did a lot of geriatric pharmacology also. So it was like detailed and interesting. But it wasn't a smooth ride always, of course. There were times where I did anatomy, I did physiology, and like we don't have times when courses will be clashing at the timetable and you really didn't know which one to go for. So we're like here and there. I did a lot of even some analytical courses in final year because pharmacology also involves statistics and taking data. And for my final year, it was my project was the anti-cancer effect of a drug of a bark because pharmacology also involves some herbal medicine, herbal medicine. So using unorthodox medicine for to treat illnesses. So I did the anti-cancer, that's cytotoxic properties of a bark on cancer. So that was my project, and I used mice. I think I used up to like 30 mice, and I was feeding them like every day. We used them for the experiment. That was even just one model. I also used onions for my project. So it was kind of tedious. I didn't even like finish. Me and my colleagues, we didn't finish that. We're doing that particular one. We didn't finish it like in time. When we even did our defense, we were able to just defend one because the result of the second one wasn't ready. The data analysis. So yeah, but it was looking back at it now. That was 2017 that I finished. So it was quite interesting, but then it wasn't interesting. It felt like a lot of work. My project was stressful.
Hmm. So you're working now as a licensed pharmacologist, right?
In Nigeria, pharmacologists are not licensed. So pharmacology is one of those courses in Nigeria where like it is not because Nigeria is a developing country. It is not like it's not very recognized. You know, in the Western world where you see someone's portfolio or someone's title, you see that the person is even specializing in a type of insect, not even all insects, and the person is recognized. Pharmacology is even still kind of broad because under pharmacology, you have neuropharmacology. There are different types, like there are different arms. We have pharmacokinetics. Like these are the ones I can even remember now. So now even pharmacology that is a bit broad, it is even difficult here in Nigeria to recognize. So usually where people that study pharmacology in Nigeria work, one of them is oh yeah, you're working in pharmaceutical industry where you work in their research lab here in Nigeria, or you're a sales rep, which I totally did not want, and I've not been a sales rep before because I feel like I wasn't like cut out for going out and trying to persuade people why my company's medication is good, that you should include it. So I did not want that. So one of the jobs I've done as a pharmacologist is I've been a fulfillment officer in a pharmaceutical, like in the head office in a pharmaceutical company for fulfillment. I've done that. And I've also had to speak with people on what medication they should choose, which and based on questions. So what was the question again, please?
That's that. Before I ask you that question, that is the reason why I asked you if pharmacology was a course in Nigeria, because I know that it's not
The thing
really
is, there are not many
that.
schools offer it. We have Delta State, we have one private university, there's Unila. Only few schools are now
It's
adding it, but not many schools offer pharmacology. It's a
not up to
course.
five. Yeah, it's not up to five universities that offers it in
I
Nigeria.
think they're up
I'm
to
not sure
five
about that.
already. I think they're now up to five. Yeah. There is OOU, University of Lagos, Delta State University. I think they're like two private universities offer pharmacology. Yeah. Yeah. Many of
Well,
my
that's
colleagues work in pharmaceutical companies actually.
amazing. That's amazing. That's really amazing. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So that draws me to the second question. Can you share some insights, into the intersection of medical and health writing and how your expertise in both enhances the content of your creative process? Tell us.
Okay. So medical and health writing are very related, but they are not the same, even though they are used interchangeably. Medical writing is more scientific. You get to write white papers, get to write for people in the medical line also to get to write all of this into medical information. But health rights, and if we're going to separate them, is you're giving information to the general public. Yeah, maybe you are trying to write something about arthritis, for example, to explain. Probably you're trying to explain arthritis to people that are just looking for medical information on a website to just get like a grasp of what it is about to understand. So that's what health writing mainly is about. Like you get to inform the public about health conditions, health information, how they can better care for their health. But medical writing, I'll say, is a bit more complex. It's a bit more complex, and I do more of health writing because I'm for the people. But if we're using the term, because you know some people call health writing medical writing, but I've studied like what they both mean, and I would say health writing is one where you write for the people. Like you're writing for a blog, a medical blog, a health information website, so that readers would come and get information. And I'm for the people, so I do more of health writing.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're
You know,
welcome.
let me break this down. Right, I was talking with my one of my first mates in school about, is there any difference between being a medical student and being a health student? But in a nutshell, I don't think there's a difference in
Yeah,
the
there
both.
is that.
If the difference is not up to two, because they literally do everything. It just the difference is the words. This is health, this is medical, but this sounds is like they're synonymous to each other. You get me?
Yeah,
So a person studying medicine is a medical student. A person studying med lab is also
a
maybe
medical
called a
student.
student. Is you can call it a health
Yeah,
student, call the person
the
a health
person is
student
a
also.
medical student. Because everything
Med
is medical, everything is medicine, actually. They are just different arms. Because even under, if you study medicine, if you study MBBS, there are still specializations under. But everything, every single thing is still medical. Because everybody that studies a medical course is in medical school. But people
mm,
generally, when they hear medical,
it
they think
sounds
the
like
person is a medical doctor. So when they hear I'm a medical student, they automatically think the person is studying medicine. But if you're
yeah.
studying anything that has to do with human health, you're a medical
It's,
doctor. You're a medical student, actually. Yeah, so
yeah.
you're a medical student.
That's why I call myself a medical student. I'm studying
Yeah,
radiography.
yeah. So when you're studying a medical course, you're a medical student. Radiography is also, I mean, radiography students are also in College of Medicine, meaning like all medical students.
I'm trying to invite one of the radiography medical students in Unilag, but I'm still working on that project because
Okay.
Unilag is a very tough school, you know, and I'm trying to invite three people from your school, your past, your former school you graduated from. I'm trying to invite a pharmacist medical student, a radiography, and a med student. I think they're in their finals right now. They're graduating this year.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
I'm just still working on that project because I just want them to tell me, because what I'm hearing about Unilag is not an easy school. It's this, it's not that. Because I saw a publication about someone graduating from 5.0 in civil engineering. Um,
Yeah.
his stories, I watched his stories. He always lamented that it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy journey. So I just want to let them know that people that are trying to like apply to University of New Zealand, so they don't have a fear, or they will have some anxiety that if I'm going to this school, I'm going to face yes, going to face a lot of challenges. But I want you to also, I want them to also know that people that have faced, that have seen those challenges, that have conquered it, that have graduated, so they can tell you earlier enough, so they can, when you're in that phase of that challenges, you can easily jump out. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
As a proofreader, right? What errors or misunderstandings do you often encounter regarding health related content or matters, and how do you resolve them?
For health related contents, proofreading is proofreading is different from editing. Editing restructures the sentences. So maybe, oh, this is supposed to be, I think this paragraph would be better if it is before this one, or can you restructure this sentence to be like this? But proofreading is like the last stage. So many editors are proofreaders. I could also call myself an editor if I understand the content and I read the flow and I see that, oh, I think this will be better suited if you put this sentence this way. But proofreading is like the final stage in writing, the very final stage. So it's like you writing the content is the first one, editing is the second one, then proofreading is the final one. Proofreading is when you look for some grammatical errors, some typographical errors, some punctuation errors. That's when you check for the last one. So I would say that for related content, there have been no really real issues. Well, the issue will be with editing actually, not proofreading. Proofreading will just like check to see that, when you read, maybe when you're reading some subtitles in some movies and you see that they wanted to write OF, you know that on the keyboard, P is close to O. That was even just yesterday. I was reading subtitles because I noticed errors, like writing errors everywhere. I was watching something and the subtitles was going to be off, and I saw O and I saw PF instead of OF because P is close to O on the keyboard. So that was something that was kicked because even movie subtitles or even any like subtitles of videos should also be proofread because there might be errors you will now notice when it is live. So it is for errors like that that proofreading attacks such errors and corrects them. So those ones that you will not notice, probably you're typing, you want to type W and you type E, but you keep going, you don't know. That's like an error that can happen to anybody. So that's what proofreading does, and there's been no real issues. The issues are actually going to be with editing, like I said, because you have to. So let's say I
Yeah.
write something and you have to proofread it. I've already written it and it's very perfect to me. So now you're telling me that my paragraph three is not necessary, or my paragraph two would be better suited if I better structured if I write it this way. So that's what it should come from.
Thank you so much for sharing that,
You know?
Gospel. Wait, I should be calling you Dr. Gospel, right?
No, I'm not a doctor. I'm not. I'm not a
Okay,
doctor. I would only be a doctor if I studied MBBS or I have a PhD in a course. I'm not a doctor.
okay. So how do we address you as a pharmacologist from Gospel, right?
No, they use for pharmacists, for pharmacologists. They just like call them that way, and it's nothing to me. I
The
don't mind.
title,
I don't care for titles. Actually, I
you,
like to be
you,
addressed as my
I
name.
know, I know it's not that really necessary, but you really worked hard for it. Pharmacology, people don't really understand. I think they should watch. I'm gonna add the video, like the link of the person that recently graduated with 5.0 at University of Unilag. I want them to know that your school that you graduated from wasn't an easy school at all. So you graduated from that kind of school. It's you definitely need that title because you worked hard for it. You really worked
Yeah,
hard for
but I
it.
think everybody also thinks that their school was hard. I don't think anybody would tell you that their school was easy. I think everybody, because of what they experienced, like because
Yeah,
nothing comes easy. Like I even say that there's no course that is easy. Everybody has their own challenges that they face. Even if you're studying, like some people would jokingly say, if you're studying Yoruba engineering, it's too hard. There's no course like that, of course. So every course is, even if you see someone is studying theater arts, what people regard to be an unserious course, which is not, it is not easy. So I don't think anybody will tell you that their school is hard, that their school is easy. I mean, they will say, you
absolutely,
see what I went through, like, my lecturers are very wicked, did that. So I,
it's
I
true.
will not call Unilag hard. because everybody will say their school is hard too. But I know I went through challenges and I'm out. And many funny enough, people usually remember the good. Like when things are now better, like people put some things behind them. You not really remember it because you're out already. And going to
So
university not only gives you a degree, it also builds your resilience and builds character. So university is not just for a degree. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely, I do agree. Do agree. So I have two more questions to go for you,
Okay.
the pharmacologist. How did you learn about innovation and health writing, and how did you incorporate this knowledge into your content? In a nutshell, tell me and tell the audience as well.
Innovation in health writing. Innovation would have to do with making use of technology, right? So are you
Yeah,
referring to things like probably artificial intelligence? Is that
it's
what you
something like
mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
something like that. So now with the advent of AI, so innovation actually makes things easier, but it should not replace your thinking process or your ability to think. That's what I would say first. So innovation makes would make your efforts yield more results. So probably if you were to spend like 4 hours on a 1,000 to 1,500 word content, if you were to gather ideas, or probably you want to form the skeleton of your write-up of your article using artificial intelligence, for example, if you want to use AI, I usually tell people that don't use AI to form your content because I know AI written content when I see it. Because no matter how AI tries to be very, if you give it a lot of prompts, give it a lot of prompts, it will still show forth, it will still show itself that I'm not human. Like somehow you see it in some kind of way. So if you're trying to use AI, which is not bad, if you're using AI, try to make it give you ideas. Don't take what AI gives you and put it there like exact. It's not going to give you a human feel. So if I were to use AI now, number one, I'll give it a lot of prompts. Secondly, that's not going to be what I'm going to use because if I want to deliver quality work, if I want to deliver quality content that people, human beings can relate to, I would not give information that was written by a robot to something that humans are going to read. I have to put a human touch there. So it's just going to form the skeleton, or maybe to help me broaden my ideas. So if I'm trying to write an article about pulmonary embolism, for example, I'll first carry out research, check out papers that have been written, put together some information. So AI would come in to help me broaden maybe some more subheadings or some more questions that people might want to know. So if I put in in an AI search engine and I say, tell me everything you know about pulmonary embolism. If I already put together my content and I think I'm done, or okay, this is great. AI is going to bring some things, some angles that maybe I didn't think about. So it's helped me to now add it and build on it more. So that's what I would say. AI helps people think. Like it should help you gather more ideas, not to like garbage in and garbage out, or garbage out what AI has given you. You now like put it back in. It's going to be obvious, and there will be no human feel to your content. So that's like a part of innovation. Other parts of innovation in healthcare would be health tech. There's now health tech where there are wearables and things that help you track your health better. That's another form of innovation in healthcare, like probably smart watches. What else? I think there are also some home skills that you can sync to your device that can help you track your body parameters, your health parameters. That's another way. Those ones they've made health easy because technology makes life easy. But if people are not careful, it is going to take away their ability to think or do things for themselves. It's like calculators. Some people, when you know that 2 times 2 is 4, but because there is a calculator, you know that 2 times 2 is 4, but you still punch it in the calculator to be sure. Why? But or maybe somebody tells you to do, or maybe someone just quickly says, oh, what's 13 times 11? You can quickly think and know that, oh, it is 24. 13 plus 11, you know that it's 24, but you're not still sure of yourself because there's not a calculator. It's something I can do, like some mental mathematics. So I'll say that people should not allow AI to replace their ability to think. It should instead make you think better.
Absolutely. In a nutshell, let me summarize what you just said. Um, we're not saying you shouldn't use AI. AI should be there as a helper.
Yes,
Like
yes,
even because sometimes, because I'm a writer, there's sometimes we have writer's block in poster syndrome.
exactly.
You don't
Mhm.
even know what to how
Yeah,
what how where to come up with the outlines and stuff like that. But that's why AI is there. You can just generate ideas, not use it to write food. Like you said, if you're even no matter how you construct it, once you post something that is written by AI, I would definitely know. I don't know how I do that,
mhm.
but I would
Me
just
too. I
know.
just know. I just know.
I would, I would just know that something is wrong somewhere. But you just
Yeah,
have
because
to get, get the knowledge and do your own. These people want human
yeah,
connection, not robotic connections.
exactly, exactly. Because when I see content that is written by AI, but then if I see that it's okay, this is maybe one sentence or two sentences. And funny enough, it's also possible that it is not AI written, but if you use AI a lot, you can even now start writing like AI and start using AI terms. There's that part too. For example, when I see
I
something like, yes, when I see something like in today's world, AI uses that term a lot. When you see something like the hustle and bustling, AI uses terms like that. So it's possible that the person did not use AI, but the person uses AI a lot and is now using those terms because one of the ways to even write better is by reading. So if you constantly read something, you can start writing like that thing, something like that. So what even amazes me the most is when I see a content and everything is obviously written. AI also gives emojis. When you see some people just carry everything and they paste it in their content, I'm like, okay, if that's not a problem, AI is okay, yes, it's fine. AI can help you. But at least try to input something, like switch off some things. It's not everything, it's not every result that AI gives you that you'll be satisfied with. Just look at it and be like, oh, this is not me. I think I need to switch this up. So that's the way to do it. Instead of just taking it or putting it like just there straight. There's no issue with using AI. Just
yeah,
employ your abilities also.
I do agree. I do agree, and I believe that the audience really grabbed something from this. So we're going to the last question. Um, so the last question goes this way: Can you share some tips or advice for medical writers out there or health writers out there to improve their writing skills and effectively convey their health ideas to the audience?
Okay, so some tips for health writers, medical writers to better convey their ideas to their audience, right? Okay, so I would say that one of the ways to be better at writing is to read. So when you read, when you do a lot of reading, you're unconsciously building your vocabulary, you're unconsciously helping your brain to better put your thoughts into words. So if you have no words in your vocabulary, because there are sometimes where you might be speaking and you use a word, you're like, I'm not sure that's correct. But then you check the dictionary and you used it rightly. It's because you've already taken that word in sometime and you did not even know. Because words, like people do a lot of things subconsciously than consciously. One of the ways is to read a lot. And one of the things you should read is read health content. You can read health content and like what's the word? Fill up on the things you would want to bring out. So if I want to If I want to speak English better, I'll probably be watching a lot of YouTube videos where they talk about diction and it's about improving diction. If I do that for like a while, I would, that's an example. I would unconsciously become better at speaking English. So that's the way. So anything you want to give out, start taking it in first. So one of the ways is to write better health content is to digest a lot of health content. You will see how it is written. So by the time it happens, by the time you now have to write, you find yourself unconsciously doing the right thing without trying so hard because you've been seeing these things a lot. So if you read a lot of content for like popular health websites and you want to write your own article, you find yourself using that format or the templates unconsciously, and you won't make you won't put in too much effort to write something great because it is already in your head. Secondly, I would say research. Research is very important because health is delicate and you cannot just put out content based on or what you think. Because even as I write health information, health education on my LinkedIn, I can't count the number of times mid writing I go to go and confirm something because I don't want to give out wrong information. So you have to kind of like carry out research like and research is a skill. Being able to put in the right, give Google the right keywords so that it will give you what you want exactly. And don't be lazy. Don't get your information from only the first page. You can open one or two pieces, one or two papers, and be sure what you're looking for. Research is important because you don't want to churn out wrong information because it is health. If you say, oh, you can do this or you don't do this, and it is the other way, and you make somebody um get into trouble or you make somebody have a health issue because of what you've written, it's not going to be cool. That's going to be against what you are doing as a health or medical writer. So the second point is that research is important. Lastly, I would say connect with other people in your field. It helps you to be up to date. It helps you to breathe and think health writing. So you would be very interested and saturated with it that it will come to you like you will just you even attract health writing opportunities that way if you're in that space. So you're supposed to be around the space that you want. It's like if if you have friends that a kind of way, then you're also like that. That's where you follow. So you have to surround yourself with a community of people like you. So yeah, those are like the three things I can think of right now. So I said consume a lot of health content, read so that your vocabulary will be great and you will know the right things to do. Secondly, research is important as a health writer. And lastly, be around people like you or people you want to be like to help you grow.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Godswill. We've come to the end of the session, and you've been an amazing guest speaker. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. So, what are your last words before we wrap up the session for the audience?
Okay, I'll say thank you for bringing me on. It was great having a conversation with you. And so, anyone that is listening, if you want to be a health writer someday, I would say that you might not get results immediately because in life, if you keep at something long enough, you will get results. So, if today you want to be a health writer and then you try for 1 year, it's not working, you don't get any clients, and you switch to something else. Probably if you have stuck with health writing for probably maybe 3 to 4 more months, you'll have gotten your break, but you got tired and you changed your mind. So my point is if you stick to something for long enough, it's going to yield results. So stay with it and one day you have to tell your story. There are many stories where you won't even know. You are seeing people's results. You don't know the work they've put in. You don't know the years where they didn't have any clients or where they were even doing free jobs. So stay with it. If that's what you really want to do, then stick with it and you have your success story sooner or later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Godswill. So, if you love this content, do well to subscribe, like, and share to your network. Hopefully, someone in your network definitely adore this video. Thank you. Thank you, Godswill.
You're welcome. Yeah.